Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn with Pooja. This is a RAG course. So here we are going to discuss about how to load the data to RAG system. We discussed in the previous videos the basics of RAG and what are foundational models, how we can use and generation. So this discussion we have done. Now we are going little bit in depth of data loading, and after that how we can send a send a request to the LLM. So these things we can discuss. So coming to the loading data, you can see in the image this is like managing like a different structure of data, and so text you can embed it and retrieve. So in this session, we started the data ingestion stage of a RAG system. Before a model can answer questions, we must load data from different sources. These sources may include like Word documents, PDFs, CSVs or Excel files, databases, images, audios, videos. The main goal is to convert all these formats into the text so they can later be embedded into the vectors. So that is the image is showing the same thing. Now we are going to the next part, that is like a rack system flow. So here we are discussing about the architecture diagram. In Here you can see that the flow is sending a user request. A user request is going to and searching. So before that, we are making a processing and indexing. In the processing and indexing, first it is taking the raw data and loading the raw data. From the raw data, splitting text data is like a pre-processing. From the pre-processing, we have done like a generating embeddings. Those embeddings storing into the vector DB. From the vector DB, it is retrieving a top relevant context for particular user request. So both context is going to the post retrieval and found the context and sending it to the LLM. LLM is generating response to the user is the loop. So this part we are calling about a retrieval and generation, and this part is we are calling as the processing and indexing. Summarizes the main component of a RAG system, showing both the indexing pipeline is like a loading and processing documents, and the runtime retrieval flow is a retrieving relevant chunks and generating answers. Now we are coming into the part of the session today is the loading different data sources by using a Python in the RAG system. So first we are discussing about loading Word files into the Python. To load Word files in Python, we are using like a Python docs framework, like a library. It's a simple it's a simple text extraction. when we when we don't need to use like element types, we use unstructured instead. When you need to preserve document structure like headings, paragraphs, list images, or targeted processing of elements, like here we started working with the Word document. You can see in the below diagram. I'll open sorry, Word document we discussed, it's a mismatch. Okay, now you have to install Word document to load the Word document. Python docs command, like a library you have to install first. This is like a simple example code. Here we are working with the Microsoft Word documents, and many enterprise documents are shorted as a docs. So doc X command we are I mean library we are using from the import documents, and then it is loading the files and a document of file path and giving, and it is fetching the data from the documents, and now loading PDF files. So you can see the PDF files. You want to load the PDF files into the rack system, use like a PyPDF2. PyPDF2 is a library, is an open source library for splitting, merging, cropping, and transforming PDF pages. It uses Pillow to extract images as well. So this is like a simple workflow diagram, loading a PDF files, extracting and defining dictionary with metadata. This is like a list of pages. This is a simple example code. You can see PyPDF, import OS and pandas as a PD. This is the file path, and here we are using a open PyPDF to PDF reader and files and a page, list of pages and page counter, and we are giving like a list of required fields from the PDF file. And now next, loading and handling tabular data from Excel and CSV file, which is very easy. Like we can use a pandas framework for loading tabular data from Excel and CSV file. Use a pd.read Excel or pd.read CSV or some others. So this is the workflow diagram to load tabular data and converting to the text chunks. So now we are going to discuss about like embedding tables in prompts. As an alternative to converting rows into individual text snippets, you can embed the entire table directly into the LLM prompt. This works best for small tables where the full context fits into the model context window. LLMs are not designed for numerical computations or complex data analysis. However, modern LLMs can often recognize simple patterns, compare values across rows and columns, and summarize tens at a useful level. Because the model sees the complete table, it can identify relationship that would be lost if only a few rows were retrieved. So this is some diagram explaining about like embedding direct table prompts. Now we are going to discuss about text to SQL for complex queries. For complex analytics queries or large data sets, the text to SQL approach is the most powerful option. The tablet data is uploaded to a SQL database. When a user asks a question, an LLM analyzes the table schema and the user's question to generate an appropriate SQL query. The query results are then interpreted by the LLM to produce a natural language answer. So you can see the flow diagram here, the CSV and Excel files, loading a relation database, and executing user query from this, and then it is going to the LLM generate a SQL query that retrieves required data, and then it is going to the it is I'm sorry, this is the flow. LLM generates the SQL query and retrieve the required data, execute user query, and then both will go to the both will go to the built prompt with the query result, and LLM along with this all content is going to the LLM again. It is generating the user's question. So this is the flow which we have discussed. These are the required packages to run this code. We are going to discuss code for different data set loading. So one is like a PyDoc, where we discussed unstructured, and Python Magic, Pandas, PyPDF, Pillow, Open Excel for Excel files, and PDF2 images, image files, Tesseract for extracting OCR based application, and Python doctrine for environment variable, SQL Alchemy to connect SQL databases, PyScopy, and more. This one, I mean, these are like some of the dependent packages you can install in your site. This notebook I will share with the Git repo. You can search it, but as of now, it's not yet to add it in the Git repo. So now we can discuss about one by one. Install to use PDF to image, you need install popular as well. So POPPLER installation instructions you can see in the below, but I'm working in the Google Colab. Here I'm installing directly in the Google Colab. And yeah, so now, as usual, you have to load the data sets. You can utilize your own data sets, or you can download data sets which I have done, which I have used from your my Git. Now, the common thing for all the hands-on, this is like a loading a secrets, and that's for I discussed already earlier videos. Open API key is required for my videos code running, so you can get it from OpenAI website. And loading, now we are going to the loading word files in Python. So as I discussed already, docx is the main library which we are using, and the doc and giving like a file path, and use this structure like a text. Take a list and give the path, and provide your doc. Extract the paragraphs from your Word document. This is the output you can see like this. This is a big document and getting like a multiple paragraphs. And now going to the next example. This is load word files. This is another option you can use, like a unstructured library, unstructured and partition and doc. Import partition doc. Here you can see partition doc, file name and file path you have to provide here, and a list of element as same as text list. So in the loop we are taking element id, file path, category, text and lost modified data. So you can get it in the table format like this. Now the second one is loading PDF files. To load the PDF files, as we discussed, we require a PyPDF to and import OS and pandas as PD for pandas libraries. Here we are loading the file PDF file in the PDF2, PyPDF2, and taking like a two list one is like a list one, list and page count is a one. Taking a for loop, inside the loop we add the dictionary and get it like a file name, producer, page number, text and image. So this is the one list, you can get it in the data frame like this. The third one is loading and handling CSV and Excel files. As I mentioned, we have like a Python pandas library. You can use read Excel and create a text description and get it like this. Now querying a PostgreSQL database. So this section needs a database connection. Make sure PSQL server is installed and running either locally on your machine. You can get it documentation from the Google, and a remote host that you can connect to the link. This is like one of the example, like a create user, rag user. You can create the table there, and yeah, these are like my example as a username and password and localhost port and a Postgres. So here the connection string we are providing, and after that create a engine, and from the engine dot connect and get it the query and get it the result. This is one example. Next one is a loading audio files by using a speech to text model. So if you want to use a speech to text model, how to load the file and extract the information. So in OpenAI, we can take it like audio file and creating a client. Open the audio file and the transcript. Client dot audio dot transcription dot create. Here you can give that model whisper hyphen one is the one of the model we have for audio speech to text, and the audio file you can provide and you will get answer here. This is a This is a inbuilt model, I can say. So what is the next one? Extract text from images and PDFs using OCR. So we have done like a lot of applications with the OCR. So PyTesseract is one of the framework to use extract the text from images from the PDF files. So image.open and opening that PNG and PyTesseract.image to string and giving like image and can extracting the text. So another framework or library for image. So Py to image, PDF to image import and convert from path. This is like a PLR PIL import image and pytesseract and giving the PDF path and converting from the path and taking images from the PDF file and printing the text. So this is another example. And the coming to the next one is the extracting text from images using multimodal models. Like if you have text and images, how you can use that one. So for that, use like here OS base 64 and OpenAI, giving the example financial reporting slide PDF and the client OpenAI and the base 64 image, and here we are extracting the content. So I'm giving the path and passing this into the chart completion and creating the chart and giving the final response. Next one is generating text summaries for images using multimodal. So text summaries, giving like image and extracting from them using the base 64 dot encoding and using the prompt and taking the chart completion. Here we are providing the model GPT-4 mini and providing a prompt and also base 64 image URL and then giving like extracting the generating the information. The next one is a generating text summaries for embedded table using multimodal. So we require this packages, so you can install that, and after that, this is the example code to use this one. So unstructured PDF and import partition PDF and taking the one PDF which we have a required information, and from the PDF we are fetching that file name and the strategy whatever we are giving, and then finally we are generating the info. So this is the multimodal code. You can check it in the Google. Parsing PDFs with the multimedia content using unstructured and multimodal. So these are the Python PDF files and images. You can take it as example to run your code. File name, extract images and extract image block type and tables text title. Filter just create a list with the elements like we can make it like this. So loading videos using speech to text and multimedia multimodal models. Here we have like a movie pie is import a movie video file clip, text clip and composite video clip. These are like different packages to convert loading videos using speech to text multimodal models. So here we are loading that and giving like a clip and taking giving like a timestamp and fetching fetching the frames from that, creating a audio file and then audio to text, we are passing audio to text. So these are like a different examples you can see. One is loading videos using speech to text and multimodal and parsing PDF with the multimedia content using unstructured and multimodal. So you can see like a different examples how we can load for a rack system, how to take different data from different data source and different data types like a text, audio files, videos, and how we have to convert and extract information. So these all data related stuff we discussed in this video, and in the next video we are going to discuss about embeddings. So the first part in the RAG pipeline is like a fetching raw data and loading the data and processing the data. Now, uh, in the next video, we are going to discuss about how to process and convert it to embeddings. That one we can discuss in the next video. Thank you so much.